Ms. Kaufman, if you would come on over, we're going to go into the next part of our virtual assembly. Students, as you're aware, we have finished the Spring Break Reading Challenge. As you remember, I sent home, or your teachers also sent home in your Friday folders, a postcard right before spring break addressed to Barrett that we asked you to write or draw a picture of something you read during the break. And I am so excited to report that as of this morning, we have received the postcards from more than 53% of our students. We are so grateful that you've participated, especially a few classes. We had 2 classrooms with 90% of the students returning those postcards, and that's Mr. Stewart's room and Ms. Weir's room. A big shout out to you. I also want to recognize Ms. Lombardi's class, Ms. Kirk's class, Ms. Mulholland's class, Ms. Duncan's class, and Ms. Lewis's class, because more than 70% of their students returned their postcards. I did want to share 2 awesome postcards that we got. One from Jack and Mr. Morse's class. Over spring break, I read Guys Write for Guys Read. It's a book of short stories written by 66 authors who've written books themselves. Some of the stories were excerpts from some of the books they had written, but most of them were new stories. So we have a good recommendation from Jack. Also from Jaleesa and Ms. Manley's class. And she's here with us in the audience. The book I read for spring break was Lucky Dog. This book has 12 tales all about adopted dogs. I chose this book to read for spring break because I love to read dog books. It also made me feel very happy, but this book had some sad and heartbreaking parts. That's near and dear to my heart. I have a dog that was rescued from a pound, so I'm so excited that you enjoyed that book, Jaleesa. Ms. Kaufman. Kaufman is going to update us on the Principal's Reading Challenge.
Yes, so this is a hard act to follow, but to just piggyback on what Principal Redding was saying and how we're encouraging lots of reading in the building this year, and as we have in the past, we have the Principal's Reading Challenge, and so far this year we've read 44,628 books, and we're getting closer to meeting our goal of 67,500 books. So you've been doing an amazing job reading independently and with a partner and as a whole class. So keep up the reading at school, reading at home, reading on the bus or in the car, because Reading Fun Day is only a couple months away. And Principal Redding and the PTA have some amazing activities centered around reading planned. So let me give you a few little teasers. We're going to be having the brilliant author Kevin O'Malley here, and we have Miss Brick to thank for that, for securing his appearance. And also students are going to have the opportunity to go outside and read in tents during the day. And don't forget, maybe the best part of the day is that Mr. Redding has promised a dunk tank. First lucky student to knock him into the water.
But Ms. Kaufman, they have to get to, I have to say, you have to reach the goal. You have to get to 67,500 books if you want to dunk me.
Yes, so you need to really help your teachers keep track of how many books you've been reading and having them submit our numbers so we can get to that goal. And now, to come to the conclusion of our assembly today, we are going to be showing all the students who have met the, on the report cards that just came out before spring break. We're going to be seeing the students that received all A's and B's in 3rd and 4th grade on the report card, and we're also going to be seeing the students that had outstanding and satisfactory behavior at school and when they're working in class, and then we'll see the pre-K and second through second grade students who received a citizenship award. So stay tuned to that.
And I believe Ms. Shaw is going to cut us over to that in just a moment. see that on the live stream? She was switching it over.
I don't. It's still you right now.
Uh-oh. I don't know if we want to mess with that.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch.
Stay tuned if I'm still on live, then stay tuned because the photo montage is coming up.
Yes. And to fill in a little airspace, I just wanted to give a shout out because last Friday was the first annual Barrett 5th grade staff basketball game at Washington and Lee. Staff students, sorry.
Yes.
Fifth grade. Yes. 5th grade students played against the teachers in the staff basketball game at Washington and Lee. And it was a very hard fought battle, but the 5th grade students prevailed 47-43. And the gym was electric last Friday. There were tons of basketballs flying, and there were cheerleaders and dancers. So it was an amazing event. And I know that you, 4th grade.
4th graders, hold on. We want the whole school to hear. Hold on.
I was going to say that you might need to start practicing your skills for next year when you're in 5th grade so that you can have win 2 years in a row for the 5th grade.
Ms. Shaw,
Shaw,
are
are
we
you
ready
ready?
with the video montage?
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah,
to play
we're
that?
ready.
We are ready to
Okay,
show our honored
I
students.
need to text down there and tell them to do that.
Okay,
So
I know they're
one other
queuing that
shout
up.
out I'll give while you're doing that, Ms. Shaw.
Okay, you go ahead.
Is that also last Friday was our garden work day, and the community, came together, the staff and the teachers, and the parents and the students, and they worked out in our outdoor spaces that actually
And
Mr.
you're off.
Okay, great.